YouTube continues to demonetize many videos. If you like this channel, please click on my Patreon page, link in the description. What's happening, Black Lightning fans? I'm John, and this is episode 5 of Black Lightning, and then the devil brought the plague, the Book of Green Light. For this episode, I gotta say, oh, damn. No, seriously, damn. This was some insane way it ended. So, this episode was another enjoyable one, and also I can tell that the character development is progressing well, and the show's realism is fantastic, and also the way this episode ended and the things that have been happening, we will learn, unfortunately, in 2 more weeks. Anyways, let us enjoy with our episode. Enjoy, and remember, some spoilers ahead, you've been warned. An unexpected phone call unearths the long-buried need for Jefferson to investigate the murder of his father. Meanwhile, Anissa wrestles with the fact that her actions have dire consequences. Lastly, Jennifer learns the importance of controlling her temper in all situations. I enjoyed how Black Lightning can now fly. However, I believe that all these aches and pains could be either overexertion or some of the things that could be later shown in the next episode. I like how Anissa is learning how to control her powers, and she's also determined to find out her grandfather's passing. Of course, in this episode she had her funny moments too. Gamby might not tell some things to Jefferson, probably fearing for his safety or a promise made. But of course, Gamby potentially knows that Tobias killed Jefferson's father, but if it's the right thing to not tell Jefferson, it's because he does not want the person he mentored to go recklessly to his father's killer. That could literally be the case, but we'll find out soon enough. Also, a flashback reveals the upbringing of Tobias and his sister Tori. Sometimes you hate villains so much, but when you find out about them, there are times you feel sympathy for them or you just feel hateful towards them. The way the father called Tobias pale, that was messed up. But later, karma calls. I like how Jefferson and the Inspector interact as allies, almost like Oliver and Captain Lance and Arrow. At first, Inspector Henderson and Lance distrusted the heroes, but learned to respect them. As for Jennifer, it was cool how she handled herself at the skating rink, but she went a bit too far when she broke her attacker's wrist. Of course, you'd expect both parents to be upset, especially Lynn. But of course, people have every right to defend themselves against those who will bully and assault them. But there are times where throwing a punch adds more fuel to the fire. There are other ways to walk away from a fight without throwing a punch, such as speaking up and talking your way through the situation. Not to mention that the other lesson is to not let your emotions control you. Otherwise, if you do, you might end up very egocentric. Ego is not a good thing. So finally, to wrap this up, I gotta say it was a great episode. Like the upgrades, but I guess it could be also a part of Jefferson's aches and pains. And hopefully in the next couple of weeks we might see Anissa in action as Thunder, like in the comics. As for Tobias and his sister, we shall see what other schemes they have. Jefferson, hopefully he'll recover and find a more strategic way to eliminate the Gang of the 100 and take out Tobias. My final score for this episode is an A-. Comment, share, subscribe, and rate. This is John, host of Video Games in the World. Have a good one, and see you in 2 weeks. Bye.